So before the spread operator, we had to rely on this arguments keyword to do stuff like that. And so here we are referencing the arguments keyword. How many people you have used the arguments keyword in their code? Okay. So the arguments keyword references all the arguments as a pseudo array. Or yeah, a pseudo array, which is annoying. But a pseudo array is an object that looks like an array, but it's actually an object. What does that mean? That means that we don't have access to our handy array methods like push, pop, for each, slice, and stuff like that. And so that can be, you know, it's great that we have it available, but sometimes that can trip us up. And before, when we would have to do some crazy array.prototype.slice.call, and you pass the array to turn it into a real array. Can you see how that's kind of annoying and a lot of extra typing? We'll see the new ESX feature that will save us all of that time. But so with all that said, what is this console log going to say? What is it going to print out? So it looks like an array, but it's not really an array. We know that. But what's going to be in here?
So at those 5 terms, it could be anyone, but I'm wondering if no one is somehow set aside somehow because it wasn't because it was passed in, but it wasn't specified as a parameter.
Well, actually, you bring up a good point, is that the reason that we use the arguments keyword is when we don't know how many arguments we're going to get. That's when it's most useful, because even if you pass in an extra argument and you don't reference it or give it a parameter name, you can use the arguments keyword to figure out how many extra arguments were passed, what they were, things like that. So what is this going to print out?
Could anyone, no one? All those arguments?
That's a good guess. But remember we said that these arrow functions are kind of weird?
Oh, because they have no arguments, so would it return like null or something?
Yeah, I think probably
Or
undefined
just print
or
out
something.
nothing?
Yeah. Or it might throw an error, I don't know exactly what happens, but it's not going to work as intended. So let's take a step back to our good old function keyword, and then we get what you thought was could anyone, no one, is what it would log. Cool. Any questions about that? I see like a couple faces that look confused.
Maybe it's because the font.
Oh, can you not read it? Can you read it better there?
Barely.
It's just weird.
Arguments is not defined.
Is that the error it gives you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are we good? I saw some confused faces. I'm trusting you that you're going to be honest and you're not going to lie to me and that you understand. Unless you have a question, that's why I'm stalling. No? Okay.
So hold on, with the spread operator, it now logs it? Console log arguments gets logged, or?
The spread operator has nothing to do with what arguments prints out. Yeah. So the arguments keyword has everything to do with what is passed only. It only picks up what is being passed here, and this spread is doing something after the fact, if that makes sense. It's like just taking it and putting it into an array. But the arguments keyword is only paying attention to what are the values that are being passed into this array. I'm sorry, into this function.